A very warm welcome to the viewers and readers of Dainik Jagran and Jagran New Media. As India faces a significant crisis in the form of devastating second wave of COVID-19, India's 300 million young people represent one of our best hopes towards a more hopeful tomorrow. Stories of citizen actions and those of young people across the country have been a positive force during the current challenge. To talk about India's children, India's youth, and their role as change agents during the pandemic and in future as well, we have with us today Dr. Yasmin Ali Haq. Dr. Yasmin, welcome to the Jagran Dialogues.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to be with you.
Let me first introduce Dr. Yasmin to the viewers. Dr. Yasmin Ali Haq is UNICEF representative to India since July 2017. With over 24 years of service in UNICEF, starting her career in Bangladesh, Dr. Yasmin has held leadership roles in the Office of Emergency Programs, South Sudan, Ghana, and Sri Lanka. Dr. Haq's leadership and professional experience spans over a wide range of fields, including policy analysis, strategic planning for women's and child rights, child-centric development programming, and large-scale responses for children in a humanitarian crisis. Dr. Yasmin, I'm starting this conversation with the first question. A devastating second wave of COVID-19 has swept across India like a tsunami. What has been the role of UNICEF amid the pandemic in India? Yes, ma'am.
First of all, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your dialogue and for focusing on the issue that is so important, children and young people. Now, the second wave, which, as you said, has had a devastating effect, is something that we have been engaged with from the very beginning. Part of UNICEF's work with government, with stakeholders, is based on the fact that we are here before a crisis, during a crisis, and of course after a crisis too. And it's really the work that we have been doing with central government, with state governments, with NGO partners, and with many other influences in the society that makes it important for us to keep the focus on children. Now, we have been working very closely with the government and partner in, on the one hand, looking at the emergency type of support that is needed, which means in, procurement of the much needed oxygen equipment, whether it's oxygen plants, oxygen concentrators, working on developing the protocols that are needed, especially the protocols for how children should be treated during when they have COVID, and also to support the government in the very important testing capacity. The RT-PCR test कराने के लिए अभी पहले pandemic के पहले हमारे भारत में 5 laboratory थे, अब 2,500 के ऊपर हैं. So it's so important that we also support the government in fixing and increasing services. हमारा बहुत बड़ा role है communication पे. So you will have seen that a lot of it is in our own control. So that, you know, what are the 3 messages we have to give? Mask पहनना, हाथ धोना और 6 गज की दूरी रखना. These behavior issues are what we have been amplifying very robustly, but also लोग क्यों नहीं मास्क पहनते हैं या हाथ क्यों नहीं धो रहे हैं. So that's where a lot of our work in the community practices, learning from communities on what works and what doesn't work. So इसलिए since the pandemic started, we have been able to reach millions of children. So for UNICEF, it's been very important that we use all our channels, our digital media channels, and we have reached, you know, close to 1 billion people with the messages in different languages across India. So it's really been important for us to work with government and partners in addressing this crisis that children and their families are facing.
Right, right. So, ma'am, there's one more question, right? How are children being affected by this crisis in India? What about the indirect effects of COVID-19 Are children missing out on other critical healthcare needs and education?
So the short answer is yes. And it's really important that we don't forget that children are suffering this pandemic. The second wave showed us the greater number of children being affected because a greater number of the population were affected. So while directly it's more of an adult disease, but when we look at the consequences of COVID and how it has affected families, how it is affecting communities, that's where we see how children are being affected. So पहले तो बच्चे हमारे बच्चे 1 साल के ऊपर स्कूल नहीं गए हैं. That's a huge burden on children. Instead of them going out to play, we're telling them to stay in their rooms and to learn online, to look at screens. And that also is just a proportion of the population who have the advantage of having a laptop or having internet connectivity. Most families, there's one device. और मम्मी या पापा के पास एक मोबाइल फोन है और बच्चे कभी कभी उस फोन लेकर कुछ सीख सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं. और फिर अगर घर में एक बच्चे से ज्यादा हो तो फिर लड़के को मिलेगा या लड़की को मिलेगा, बेटा को प्रेफरेंस देंगे या बेटी को प्रेफरेंस देंगे, बहुत सारी बात आ जाती है. So this is where it's so important that we understand that it's kids have not been able to be in their normal routine, the learning is not there, plus the stress that parents face is translated to children. हम अगर अपनी बात भी सोचे, हम जब बच्चे थे, अगर मम्मी पापा टेंशन में रहते थे, हम भी टेंशन का असर हमारे ऊपर भी पड़ता था. So similarly, think of it, this stress has been going on and it is continuing, especially in households where they have lost their livelihood, they've lost their daily earnings. Imagine the stress that is on the children also. So that psychological effect on children can be lifelong. And so it's really important that we recognize the issues that children face. And always when there's stress in the family, at times it leads to violence. And that subject, either children are affected directly या indirectly उनके ऊपर असर पड़ता है क्योंकि घर में violence हो रहा है. So it's really important that we not forget those things. And then of course हमने मीडिया में बहुत सारे बार देखा है कि children are being orphaned. As it is, an orphan can be disadvantaged in so many ways. And then for children who are losing either one parent or both parents, या उनके दादा दादी या नाना नानी उनके देखभाल करते थे, वो भी गुजर गए हैं कोविड के वजह से. That strain that children are losing on the love and affection and the care providers is really something that creates a lot of anxiety. And we're very happy to see that the Ministry of Women and Child Development and the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights have really come forward very strongly to see how these children can be enlisted and linked to services that are so important for their well-being. So for us, it's really, we are privileged to be working with partners, with government in supporting them to make the connections that are needed for children who have lost care providers.
You observed it really well, Dr. Yasmin, because we have seen this in our family also. And we almost all of us are facing one of the other problems, like you mentioned in our family also. So, Dr. Yasmin, the next question about the young people. So do you think the young people can become the change agent and bring the countrymen together to face the COVID threat and defeat it successfully? What role young people can play in India's path to recovery, as per your opinion?
So absolutely, children and young people are probably the best and most reliable change makers because they come with a very strong strong focus on what needs to be done and what they can do and what is right for their families and for their friends also. And that's where it's so important that we not see children and young people as passive recipients. कि वो बच्चे हैं, they will receive. It is our obligation to protect them. They have a role to play. They have a voice. They can bring an opinion, and it's important for us. हम adults को सुनना पड़ेगा कि हमारे नौजवान क्या बोल रहे हैं, हमारे युवा क्या समझाना चाह रहे हैं हमको. And that's where for UNICEF globally, we have adopted a program called Generation Unlimited. And in India, we call it YUVA. And it's a program that's really working with young people, for young people, to look at not just the services, but also how can we provide an environment, an enabling environment, so that they not just learn, they learn what is relevant to prepare them for working, from making that transition from learning to working, and also for them to have choices in different, choosing what they would like to do and finding the skills that are needed for them to take that forward. So in India, our aspiration really is to connect in a way that we help about 100 million young people to find their pathways to what they aspire to do in terms of their earning. So from learning to earning. Also, we're really trying to facilitate 200 million young people gain the skills for productive lives and future work, and partner with 300 million young people as change makers, so that we create the spaces for developing their leadership. आप भी सोचिए, हम जब स्कूल में थे, कॉलेज में थे, depending upon the opportunities we had, we also developed some skills that helped us in everything we do. And we need more and more such spaces. So we were very humble that the Minister for Women and Child's Development, Sriti Irani ji, was there at the launch of YUVA, along with our Executive Director, Henrietta Fore. And we had the blessings of the Prime Minister himself, who believes in young people being a force for change.
Right. So, ma'am, the next question related to युवा only. So, ये ideate आपने कैसे किया? ये UNICEF India ने या UNICEF ने ideate कैसे किया? From where it started and what impact the country पे आप इस country पे आप क्या देख रहे हैं युवा के माध्यम से?
So the Young Warrior idea is part of, it came from young people in a way. क्योंकि we've had lots of consultations with young people around the country in how can they be better supported in this lockdown, because for them also their space is constrained. And really we saw that there's not just an urge for young people to contribute to addressing the COVID crisis, but they felt the urgent need to do something. And so we brought together CBSE, YUVA, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Ministry of Health, and we have been seeing an amazing response from young people to be participating in this. So we've seen how we can engage with them through the youth groups, through mass media, through community radio and digital platforms. So it's really to work with them so that they can take forward some tasks that are easy and doable, that can be done safely also, क्योंकि कोरोना कोविड के टाइम में हमको सेफ्टी की बात तो सोचना ही पड़ता है, and that we work with them so that we also demystify a lot of the information. Public domain में बहुत information है जो खतरनाक है, या मिसकंसेप्शन है, टीका के बारे में मिसकंसेप्शन है, मास्क पहनने के बारे में मिसकंसेप्शन है, और हमारे युवा ये मिसकंसेप्शन अपने फैमिली में, अपने दोस्तों के साथ या अपने कम्युनिटी में इजीली पहुंचा सकते हैं. तो इसलिए very important that we have this movement come together with young people and take it forward.
It's great and wonderful work you are doing, and we wish all the best for this movement. Dr. Yasmin, अगर काफी हमारे दर्शक जो हैं वो काफी यंग एज ग्रुप से भी आते हैं, so उनके लिए, I mean, can you tell us the detail how a young person be part of this young warrior movement and how they will be mobilized, engaged in this movement?
So the young people can join the hashtag Young Warrior through WhatsApp, through Telegram, through Facebook Messenger, or through an interactive voice response low tech platform. And they just have to give a missed call if needed. So if anyone watching this program wants to go and find out more about it, you can go to yuva.org/young warrior, and you can click on the Become a Young Warrior button on that. So what we're doing really is to celebrate the action that young people are leading. And that's one of the most exciting part, that it's young people in charge, and we are learning from them and helping support them in taking this movement forward. And anyone who completes 5 tasks, and it's just 5 tasks, will receive a certificate of participation and also get reward points. हर टास्क कंप्लीट करने के बाद एक रिवॉर्ड पॉइंट भी मिलेगा. तो टास्क का 5 है. One is vaccine buddy. So to promote vaccination, understand the process, the do's and don'ts after vaccination. तो आपके घर में अब तो 18 से ऊपर सबके लिए वैक्सीन खुल गया है. So it's important that we get the information out. The young person can become a vaccine buddy. कैसे register करना है, कहाँ करना है, क्या करना है. They can share this information wider. The second is they can be a stress buster. तो दिक्कत जो उनके दोस्तों में या उनके फैमिली मेंबर्स का अगर कोई दिक्कत वो they're facing any problems then or any stress, then who do they talk to? What are the avenues to get some support in the mental stress that they are facing, and also to encourage talking to an expert in the field and to link them to experts if needed. So how do we move away from the negative and focus on the positive? The third task young people can do is really to become a police person against fake news. हमारे social media में इतने सारे fake news है, या हम बैठकर जब बातचीत करते हैं उसमें भी fake news चले आते हैं. So how we can help them understand misinformation related to COVID-19 and how to stop its spread. तो ये task भी हम वो young warriors से सीख सकते हैं. The fourth is to be a caregiver. This is the time when we're looking for care and compassion, and young people have a lot of love and care and compassion that they can share. तो कैसे वो घर में केयर गिविंग कर सकते हैं, न्यूट्रिशन के बारे में हेल्प कर सकते हैं अपने परिवार को, कोविड अप्रोप्रिएट जो बिहेवियर है वो कैसे चर्चा कर सकते हैं, प्रोनिंग के बाद हम बोलते हैं कैसे प्रोनिंग करना है, डेंजर साइन कैसे देखना है, हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन अगर जरूरत हो कैसे जा सकते हैं, ये सब हम देखते हैं. तो that's another role that they can play. Or finally, वो कैसे COVID appropriate behavior के influencer हो सकते हैं. So they can lead youth action, they can amplify the messages, and they can also really be champions for COVID appropriate behavior in their communities. So ये 5 task अगर वो कर सके So they will be making such a huge impact and really helping all of us in combating COVID-19.
That's great. That's really wonderful. And we just wish that every young people of this country should join a movement like this and this movement of young warrior. Dr. Yasmin, जो इंटरनेट सेवी है उनको तो वो तो रीच कर लेंगे, जो इंटरनेट सेवी नहीं है या जहां तक इंटरनेट की पहुंच नहीं है, वहां के लोगों को, वहां के यंग लोगों को अगर इससे जुड़ना हो तो वो कैसे जुड़ सकते हैं?
ये बहुत जरूरी बात है, क्योंकि हमने देखा है कई इंटरनेट डार्क जोन्स हैं जहां इंटरनेट नहीं पहुंच रहा है या उनके पास डिवाइस नहीं है, इसलिए हमने कई तरीके से उनके पास पहुंचने की कोशिश की है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कम्युनिटी रेडियोज, तो कम्युनिटी रेडियो पे भी इसका चर्चा हो रहा है और कम्युनिटी रेडियो तो इज विद इन द रीच ऑफ द यंग पीपल. So that's one avenue. Second है कि वो missed call दे सकते हैं to a number which is 080-660-19225. और मिस कॉल देने से उनका नंबर रिकॉर्ड हो जाएगा और उनको मैसेजेस मिलते रहेंगे. And then it's really important that हम सिर्फ एक लैंग्वेज में नहीं, we're trying to really look at how we can increase the languages, local language पे कैसे, और यहाँ community radio का बहुत बड़ा एक role है to give them the languages. So that's why we've kept various options. And फिर दोस्त से दोस्त बात तो चलता रहेगा. So that's also by word of mouth we wanted to spread.
Yes, India is a big country and there are so many languages also. So different languages में भी जो young people है वो connect करके young warrior बन सकते हैं. Dr. Yasmin, can you share the names of some of the key partners that are supporting this movement? What is their participation key?
So अभी तक 1300 से ज्यादा partner enroll हो गए हैं हमारे साथ. And it's growing every day. And we're really very grateful for their support because they're across a large number of stakeholders. They're government, civil society, UN agency, private sector companies, और हर agency का एक बहुत बड़ा contribution हो रहा है. And that's why, just to name a few, I can't name all 1,300 odd,
yes,
but there's the CBSE, the University Grants Commission, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Atal Innovation Mission. Then from civil society organizations, we have Save the Children, Breakthrough, Digital Empowerment Foundation, Youth for Jobs, and many other civil society. Plus, of course, we have UN agencies such as UNFPA, UNDP, UNESCO, UNHCR, WHO, and every partner comes with their own strengths and their own advantages and their own networks. And we're really, it's through this spread of partnership that we plan to reach 5 million young people across the country in the next 3 months. So we really need more and more people to join so that we can reach our target of 5 million young people.
Great, that's wonderful. And Dr. Yasmin, what is the plan of action for the coming future? When is the movement likely to complete, and what is the main objective of this movement?
So as we're looking at reaching 5 million young people, which is what, about 50 lakhs, I think. Already we've reached 2.5 lakh young people. We've reached over 100 crore people across India through social media. We've reached 10 lakh young people through community radio network. We've reached 20 lakh through partner networks. We've engaged with 24,000 schools through CBSE, 14,000 colleges, and really 7,000 visits online to the 13 languages hub that we have. So really, we're seeing it growing very fast. And we really want to reach those 5 million young warriors, and through them, each one of them reaching another 10 people in their families or their communities will take it to 50 million people. So our ambition is high. What we want to do is really take this also as a test case, because young people have enrolled with their enthusiasm, with their commitment, and we'll see how it works out. It's a big experience for us to learn from also. And we'll see how we can, once we have reached this number of people, what next can we help them achieve? And we're going to hear from them what they would like to do, because it's not just for us to talk about it. So it's really important that we really listen to the young people, learn from them, and then act on that.
That's really wonderful, and that's really helpful for all of them, all of us, entire country. Last two questions, Dr. Yasmin. Both the questions are focused on the misinformation being floated everywhere related to COVID and so many other things. So verified information is really critical in the present phase. Could you share with us the role UNICEF is playing to spread verified information and support young people with the same?
So you're very right. Verified information is critical. And we have been working with the government at different levels. We've been mobilizing partners to advocate for ensuring the protection of the most vulnerable, and to really protect their access to basic services, as well as tackling misinformation. Not just misinformation, but the stigma and the discrimination that is fueled by misinformation. So we engage with opinion leaders, with civil society organizations, and also through the channels that we're establishing with these young people. The information that we give out, we do not give out information that we have not verified. So it's really important that guiding people to the trusted sites, whether it's a government site or a partner site, but really helping people identify what the trusted sites are. We also engage a lot with media networks like yours, with radio, print, TV media, to address misinformation. And so that it doesn't mean, how do we provide a balanced picture is the important part of it. UNICEF has a critical appraisal skill course, which we launched, which is particularly important, where we work with young journalism students to enhance their capacities, and also to work with media representatives for them to see how important this verification is. And for the Young Warrior movement, we've created a knowledge and learning hub, which is like a virtual library. They can go into state-specific information, they can go into information that is verified, and then check there before they go out with anything. So it's really important that we work with the young people to follow the verified information and to battle against misinformation. So that's where we really promote this, and promote young people to not just absorb everything that comes in, but to question it also, and to go and check it.
So, Dr. Yasmin, last question. It's not a question actually. We want a message from you for the young people in entire country on the issue of misinformation. So Viswas News, IFCN certified fact-checking unit of Jagran New Media, is also conducting a fact-check and media literacy drive, Sach Ke Sathi, Yes for Vaccine, in 10 cities of 4 states. Viswas News is conducting 40+ virtual summit and reaching out to the youth of the country as well to make them truth champion to spread awareness against vaccine-related misinformation. So, Dr. Yasmin, what's your message to the youth of the country in the much-needed battle against misinformation related to vaccination?
So I think my message would be the vaccination is crucial to India being able to contain the COVID-19 pandemic. It's absolutely crucial. And you have a role to play to get the correct information out there, to make sure that if there is hesitancy to address it, you have the information we'll share. As a young warrior, you can go into the library, you can look at the information, it's out there in the public channels, and use your convincing ability. And this is a time where you can also be a role model. If you are above 18, then register yourself on CoWIN and go and get your vaccination, because a role model is always important. So be a role model, keep this thing out for any misconception, and with respect and dignity, explain to people and show them how misinformation is harmful for India. And just taking a vaccination is so important for India to be able to address this pandemic.
Many thanks, Dr. Yasmin, for your time and for answering all the questions in so much details. Jagran Parivar wishes you and your team all the very best for the Yuva movement, Young Warrior movement. Viewers, you can watch this interview again on Jagran's Facebook page, YouTube channel, and share it in your own social circle. You can read about this interview on Jagran Hindi and English websites. Jagran Dialogues aims for media literacy, and we will come to you with a new topic with another guest again. Till then, do follow all COVID guidelines, become young warrior, get vaccinated on time, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Dr. Yasmin, once again.
Thank you. और युवाओं को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आप जो कुछ कर रहे हैं कोविड के लड़ाई की तरफ, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.